what said did you claim it? It's that Xbox, spin the block his legs live. Fast talking, no wriggling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That flash make it a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's the matter with King? No response to the saying, advance to the line, advance to the payment. You front the game and shoot, what said did you claim?
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News. And if this stream is botting, you let me know really quickly because I got something I'm going to do to change this situation today. Right now, I am highly pissed off. Now, you know I'm supposed to be in my Afro Samurai suit, and I appreciate you guys. It's going to happen. I got it sitting right here. But today has been a really crazy day. Been doing a whole lot of stuff. So I want y'all all to give Cog. Send them your love, bro. You know, a lot of times you do things in this life and you want to be there for your loved ones 100%, right? And, you know, he needs a lot of prayers right now for things. Yo, I want to give a shout out to Dip Down. That's my brother. Yo, Dip Down, please. I need you to send me that recipe for those vegan pancakes. They look delicious. I spoke to my wife about your vegan pancakes, and I really am intrigued with doing that. So let me give a shout out to George Parcells because my man was the first one inside the building. Shout out to George Parcells. Be Nice was good. Lamont Davis was good. Brad, what is that? Braided Wallace? Yeah, Braided Wallace was good. Grayson was good. Thomas was good. Live Supremacy, that's my dude. Eric, I was looking for you, bro. Honestly, I know you jumping here before everybody else. So, yo, check it out. If it's botting, let me know. Oh, you said you can't wait for them to run damage control on this? Yeah. You know the best thing about being an Xbox dude? My man, the dog walker's here. That's what's up. Good. I appreciate that. Thank you. I was checking everything. I told you Verizon in my area have been having an issue. So they sent me, to make it better. They sent me an extra Wi-Fi booster. You said, guess who was wrong about PlayStation not putting future single-player games on PC? Well, I guess Jason Schreier will be the real 98% of all-time Xbox Frontline News. Bro, you know what the difference is in having the resources to do things and mapping out a strategy to finish things up? How things start and how things finish is two different things. At the end of the day, PlayStation's ecosystem is shrinking and closing around their throat. So if you thought that you got some type of W with their stuff going to PC, like they single player games, and they're not going there, with that player count thing, that game, and I'm going to be doing weekly updates on the health of the PlayStation. I'm going to be dropping a video weekly based upon that beta program or beta UI thing that they're going to have so that I'm able to monitor the top games and the player counts. I'm going to be able to, in real time, to break your hearts and kick your stomach in every day. But once a week, I'm going to be able to do this. But so what I'm going to do is, and how I'm going to craft it, I'm going to be recording one session a day. And then I'm going to link them up, and then I'm going to break it down, and I'm going to laugh at y'all. Because your ability to believe that they're in a position to be champions of anything, they're old, fat, out of shape champion that grew lazy, that's giving you minimal effort, and you're doing the maximum defense force. So you saying them not putting games on PC is good, but their stocks is $21. Their game's not going to PC, but they still can't crack 1 million sold on a first-party title that's supposed to be geared to y'all. The game is selling, and I'm talking about Suros, worse than the previous game from Housemarque. But the problem is, y'all tout all these numbers, all these sales. But when you look at it from a distance, it's just a casual machine. It's just a place to go play Fortnite, Minecraft, Call of Duty, and all of that stuff. So the problem is these guys think that them not placing first-party single-player games on PC day and date, which is something they was never doing anyway, is at their discretion, whatever timeline they see, however they're able to move resources. Buddy, you got a bigger problem than placing games on PC. You don't even place games on your own console. This once a year crap, this, we're going to give you mid games. We're going to give you AA games and you're supposed to be fine with it. You want me to show you the difference between our AA games and your AA games. And I'm talking, when I say our, I represent Xbox because you came to an Xbox Frontline news channel, right? Our mid-tier games is avowed. Your mid-tier game is Suros. You're talking about an action RPG, first-person fantasy world RPG that, and I'm going to get to you, but listen. Oh, the alien. Hey, but I'm not going to go back and forth with you until you put your bread up.
At George Purcell 5,331 donated £4.99 through Super Chat. Let them celebrate. This is bad for them. Prices will go up even more and Sony will monetize you more. Squeeze you for all you're worth.
Blessings. Remember when Phil Dominus Maximus Aurelius Spencer said that there's plenty of things we can do, but one thing we don't want to do is continue to squeeze our consumer. Remember that? See, there's many different ways in order to get money. There's many different ways. But you're not seeing the overall health of the platform. And if you think at this moment right now, because you know how I feel, if I don't want PlayStation to get a damn game from Xbox. I want them to die out so people like you can shut up. Right? That's why. It has nothing really, honestly, to do with a perpetual hate of PlayStation, because if I really hated PlayStation, I would not buy all their stuff. I would not participate, right? If I truly dislike something, it's not them, it's you, right? The overall talking points, it's a us versus them type of mentality. It's a branding dispute. Like, you got some people that will never eat in McDonald's because they like Burger King. I'm not that extremist. I don't eat that fast food junk anyway, but I'm not that extremist. You see, my main visceral arguments with anything that has to do with PlayStation has to do with the overall health of the company, the overall messaging and branding of it when it goes to consumer friendly. You see, because at the end of the day, regardless of whatever you may believe, I'm championing the consumer, however the consumer is, right? And in that thought process, and we're going to talk about that today because Xbox has been doing so much forward-facing stuff with being customer-friendly, consumer-friendly, the brand that cares, the brand that listens. I hear you, i.e. Asha, the Empress. You guys take it any way they serve it. You don't have a voice. You never will have a voice. You're just a number on a spreadsheet, and you will never matter. The company that you simp for doesn't acknowledge you, doesn't care for you. Not saying that they should. They're supposed to show you value. So if you as a consumer see that brand that you're capping for as a brand that gives you what you need, then anything I say or do here should be null and void. But the fact that my voice rings true and the words that I say affect you in a way that makes you feel like you have to be vocal allows me to know that you know everything that I've said about them is true. And the problem is, with Xbox, I'm like 40% right because Asha is on a tirade. But with PlayStation, I'm like 100% right. They're bums. I told you that their fan base don't buy games. I told you that the company itself was in overall disrepair. We back, baby. The alien is here. The alien is here. And he brings Olivia.
At Hollywood Rules 2673 donated $5 through Super Chat. There is zero reason. From the numbers of their own games from the middle finger, they just gave Helix for any of our games to be there. Hung themselves.
Facts. They will continue to shoot themselves in the foot based upon some ideology over there that it's better to cut off your nose to spite your face. My mother used to always say that. You cut off your nose to spite your face. And I'm like, what? Why you mean? Why you mean you cut off your nose to spite your face? Why you mean? What point you make? And as you grow older, you learn sometimes in order to stay right, you do stuff that hurts you. They're not Nintendo. And them thinking that they are on par with Nintendo is completely their downfall. Because they always viewed their self as greater than. They're measuring their self at Nintendo status. Nintendo kicked them out of Japan in the sense that you're no longer, will never be the number one de facto in Japan. I've seen it for myself. Gaining perspective and getting out of your 4-block radius and understanding exactly how they are viewed and what their viewpoint is, I said, I get it now. They think that they have the IPs that can actually rival Nintendo, when Nintendo actually cultivates, curates, and monetizes their identity and making sure that this stuff, their titles, is cared for every generation. The brand, the identity. PlayStation, money-wise, forgets who they are, who they pretend to be. They're not an exclusive juggernaut. They're not an exclusive machine that can run solely off of exclusives without the sole help of third party and the casuals. They are forced to live this bipolar, psychotic disassociation of themselves. On one breath, they're a full box, a console, with no games, no content, a shell. And then on the other hand, you have the fans, the small group, the small guys, you guys, the little guys that believe they're greater than. You have an inferiority complex. Your complex is based around the lies that you tell yourself daily. You're not as big as you are. Pause. You're not as important as you think you are. Think about it this way. If PlayStation was not to put out any first-party titles this year, would it affect their bottom line? Absolutely not. You know why? Because your percentage back on all your first-party titles is so minute in your grand scheme of the money train that it doesn't matter. Let Nintendo take that same prospect. Nintendo will fold. Nintendo will die. Xbox understands its identity. It's a conduit to third-party titles with fostering, cultivating, and disseminating its first-party IPs across PC day and date, Xbox, and PlayStation with live service games, sprinkled here and there with games at their discretion. Understanding and knowing your identity and not disassociating yourself with bipolar syndrome will allow you to actually look at it in a real way. The reason why you know Xbox understands who the hell they are is because they know who actually matters. What you don't realize who actually matters, and we got to introduce this. We got to introduce player voice. Xbox player voice is a reaction to the growing concern that Xbox has lost touch with the people that matter the most. With all the little things that you're seeing that is changing how Xbox is being perceived, with the minute, small details, like the name change. You may say it's small, it's nothing. Think about it this way. Let's say you are and this is for the husbands and the wives or the couples in the world. Let's say your significant other does something that is highly irritating to you, but it's a minor thing. But for you, it could be major. Let's say they leave the toilet seat up. Let's go for the men. Let's say they leave the toilet seat up. And one day, they just stopped. They stopped leaving the toilet seat up. It's something minor, but it's the little things that matter. You ever hear your significant other tell you, it's the little things that matter? Have you ever given your significant other flowers, but you didn't add a card and it was less impactful? It's the little things. When you start paying attention to the little things, the overall picture clarifies. With player voice, taking this, and this is brought to you by Xbox Wire and Team Xbox. The community is the heart of Xbox. You see the branding, the name, Xbox. You will understand that what matters is Xbox. Who are we? We are Xbox. Understanding what that means goes a long way in the rebranding, the direction-focused Xbox, the brand that the people that are here actually care about. Right? Because if PlayStation had something to offer, you would be at a PlayStation channel right now listening to them. But right here, you with us. So we know on the outside, looking in, and you may wear a coat of armor to act like you're strong, but we know that you're weak. Because you don't see me on nobody's PlayStation channel and they stream talking about anything. Like I tell you, if I don't care, I'm not there. So you care because you're here. All right, so players have always told us what's working and what's not across Xbox. The feedback has shaped what we built, what we prioritize with our work. But we've also heard clearly that this isn't obvious what happens after you share your feedback. Today, we're introducing Xbox Player Voice, a new place to collect your feedback and make it more visible. The goal is simple. Make it easier to share your input and see how it's handled. With Xbox Player Voice, you can share your feedback on your experience with Xbox. See your feedback has been received and reviewed. Follow updates if there has been any progress to report. Get a clearer sense of how your input is shaping the future of Xbox. How Xbox Player Voice works. This is what it is. This is what it is. We're going to talk about Forza as well. We're going to talk about the separation of who Xbox is and who PlayStation pretends to be, right? If you saw me on Iron Lord's podcast yesterday, you understood that I feel that the oligarch that's in place looks down upon Xbox and favors PlayStation, no matter how bad PlayStation has messed up, will continue to mess up, and will be anti-consumer, the oligarch that's in place will shape a narrative that will have you believing otherwise. With me believing that Forza Horizon 6, a game that is Game of the Year worthy, will not get the nomination for Game of the Year, and it will make a whole new category for it to have any type of relevancy based upon the biasness that exists with the oligarch that is in charge over at the Game Awards. Prove me wrong. Make me look like a fool. I will stand 10 toes down on this. I don't believe you. Where I believe Soros will have a chance, and anything that PlayStation prioritizes and does, based upon the biasness that exists inside the industry, that forces a narrative to make you believe Xbox is lesser than when they are greater than. When you submit feedback, teams review and organize it so it can be understood and considered along other work. In some cases, ideas may move forward. In others, they may take longer to implement or may not be something that we can act on. When there's meaningful updates, we'll share them. We want to be clear. This doesn't mean every piece of feedback will turn into a feature or result in change. Building across a large global platform means weighing a lot of inputs. But better visibility helps close the gap between you and what you tell us and what you see happen on Xbox. While Xbox Player Voice replaces Xbox Cloud Gaming Feedback Portal, it is designed to complement tools many of you have already used. Xbox Insider Gaming Hub, that is something that I actively use, something that I participate in, and I get a chance to see in real time exactly what's happening. For testing bugs, support forums for helping and troubleshooting, and social channels for ongoing conversation. Remember Xbox communities being sunsetted? Remember that conversation where you were getting pissed off, not understanding sometimes you got to hold firm, hold tight, and actually see what it is? Here you go. Replace and repeal is in full effect over at Xbox. When other programs failed you, where other programs didn't give you exactly what you were looking for, where other parts of the platform wasn't actually functional, Asha was brought in and with her team to look at the overall health of the brand, to see the weak points, to strengthen those weak points, and not put band-aids in place that actually fosters a false sense of security. By removing the bloat, something that they have to get better at over at the Microsoft store when it comes to them versus Steam, and I'm going to talk about that as well. Xbox is pointed in the right direction. Now, PlayStation not prioritizing Steam and not prioritizing the PC market, when the console market is capped, remember Jim Dance Moves Ryan, the one that actually his initiative sunk the company, well, the brand. Remember when he said you weren't enough? Remember when he said there's a cap? There's 120 million cap limit, 25, give or take, with Nintendo actually exceeding that cap limit always. And the reason why they exceed it is because they understand the monetization of their branding. Different consoles, limited edition stuff that actually matters to their core fan base, and understanding that they're able to extract extra. PlayStation doesn't understand this. They believe something that's not true. This is what happens when you listen to your own music and think it's hot. The problem is, fundamentally, it's a desert over there when it comes to IPs. And placing their IPs in a zone that can only help them, which is Steam, which is the PC. Cutting your nose off to spite your face is ignorance at best. And what they would do is, when they're not getting the results because they are having self-inflicted injuries, when they're not getting those results by not placing their games on the PC, they will further monetize the small group of 100 million subs to get money. But the problem with their 100 million base of sales, right, or shipped, whatever. I know there's controversies between that. The problem with that is it's a damn casual box. The casual doesn't care to buy your games. The casual is watching Pornhub. The casual is watching Netflix. The casual is watching Amazon. The casual is playing Fortnite, Minecraft, Call of Duty. The casual doesn't care. The false sense of identity that you are having is because you're here, you believe that the hardcore is the vocal, your small, tiny voice on Twitter that doesn't matter to PlayStation. That's why they can tell you we're only going to give out 1 or 2 titles a year, and there's nothing you can do about it. But if they actually was proactive and used Nixus, my heart, I love them, to its full capabilities by bolstering that studio, giving that studio more firepower to make sure that their games launch day and date on PC, that ecosystem, they will not only have to make greater changes by making sure that they stop stealing more money from you, stop implementing more DRM, stop trying to figure out how to screw you over more, and take that money and invest it into IPs like Killzone, Infamous, more Last of Us, more God of War, more Twisted Metal, a lot of titles that we are looking forward to. I want to know what goes on with Nathan Drake. I want to know what's happening over at Sony. I want to know new titles. But the problem is those titles won't be seen because of the identity crisis happening over there. Your casual box. You'll never be greater than. You will always be just who you are. And the fact that you believe that your voice is stronger than it is the bigger problem. You're not Big Willie. You're just you. And the moment that yo guys realize that, it'll be better. It'll be better for you because here you just look like a buffoon. Like in this chat, you guys just look like a buffoon. The PlayStation dudes. You look like a buffoon. You're going actively back and forth with Xbox guys in the chat based upon your insecurities about a platform that they didn't ask you to be here about. You understand? They are in an Xbox chat talking about Xbox, championing Xbox things. You have nothing to talk about. So, and the platforms that you idolize aren't talking about anything but Xbox. So why not go to the best Xbox platform to actually talk to the best Xbox dudes? Right? Why not, right? Or how about play games? Because I can guarantee you the majority of these Xbox dudes here has either purchased, played Forza, or waiting to get it in Game Pass tomorrow. Right? Where the majority of you PlayStation dudes didn't even buy Suros. You couldn't even help them out. And this sucks that you guys still walk around acting like you are greater. The problem with understanding who the hell you are, this is VG charts. PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series sales have slowed down following price increases in the US. No duh. But one console here is dependent on squeezing as much as they possibly can to get as many of you guys over to the PlayStation 5 platform that on the PlayStation 4 So this is an actual indictment upon them where one is actually ramping down their sales in order to get ready for Project Helix. So you have a tale of two consoles. You have one that is actively harassing, emailing, and telling the PlayStation 4 guys, let's get over to the PlayStation 5. It's the only place where you'll be able to play Grand Theft Auto 6. You like Grand Theft Auto 6, right? Yeah, actually you do. Because if 5.9 million of you guys are actually playing Grand Theft Auto 5 on PlayStation, that means that is a very important title to that fan base. So why not talk to them? Because we know that 5 million of you guys buy it. If only half of you guys get it, we know that we can make some money. They did not send an email telling you that Wolverine is coming out and you can only play it on PlayStation 5. Because you guys don't matter. You see? You understand? Do you get it now? Is it actually clicking? This affects you guys way more than it affects Xbox. Oh, they're not selling like that? Buddy, Senior Director, Video Game Industry Advisor of Psychana, Matt Piscatella, in a social media post, in what is not a big surprise, revealed that the sales for the PlayStation 5 and the series consoles have slowed down in the U.S. following the recent price increases. Certainly at risk of doing so, Piscatella is in response of the article of GameSpot, saying that game consoles and prices themselves out of relevancy. I told you that PlayStation is not in the business of selling you a $1,000 machine. That is cost prohibitive to the actual consumer. It changes the narrative and faces a whole stark reality that, one, we're not growing the market. 24% of us gamers are not coming back to console gaming. They have either migrated to PC or did something totally different. New gamers are not being sprung up every day. And that's a problem. Because you're looking at the overall health of the industry going forward when everybody and their mother is placing their games on the PC. Nintendo's an anomaly. Let's take Nintendo and place them to the side. They can actually, this thing here can actually function outside of anybody. This thing here is powerful enough to live if the PC dies. Ask yourself that question about your overall numbers when it comes to the Steam importance of the PlayStation ecosystem. Helldivers would have died day one. Marathon numbers was only held up by PC. The problem is you're more reliant on PC's money than not. With console sales slowing down, what are you going to do? How are you going to get money? What is going to be the end game? I'm going to show you what the end game is going to be. The end game is you bending over, taking it like you love it. Pause. Where Xbox just came out and said, we're dropping Game Pass prices. And we understand that we have pain points in the pipeline distribution of Call of Duty, where we can monetize Call of Duty while offering the value to the Xbox brand. If you want it, you can go buy it, but we need to have this be for sale, and you guys can get it a year later in Game Pass if it doesn't matter to you. If it does matter to you, the Game Pass didn't matter. You see, a lot of Forza Horizon 6 people that really cared about the game have the game and they were racing. Now, a lot of other people are waiting for Game Pass bag, is getting it tomorrow. The other ones that are trying to figure stuff out are getting it later. But the people that truly mattered, that it truly cared for, with having damn near 1 million players Well, you got to look at this. You got to say to yourself, does PC matter or doesn't it? It does. It ultimately does. Because it stops you from having price hikes on your services. Trying to figure out where PlayStation pain points are. The pain points are in the languaging, the messaging, and the branding. Where they were 10 toes down with live service until it got too hot for them with Concord. We're pulling the plug off of the whole pipeline of games. We're forcing you down this narrow corridor, which give you games that are mid, like Suros, and trying to have you believe that it's a great game. We're lying to you, telling you the story is top 10. The industry has spoken. You're a liar, my friend. And to further exacerbate your lies, your software prices, your services prices will continue to hike. Where you can no longer break the backs of these ponies with the increasing price hikes with the console. You looked to software and services to continue to take from the fan base that you never liked anyway. And this is brought to you by William Delgado over at VG Charts. Sony Interactive Entertainment announced that the price of the PlayStation Plus is increasing on May 20th for new customers in select regions. They're beta testing a price hike for a global rollout. 1 month, subscriptions will start at $10.99. And 3-month subscription will start at $27.99. Previously, $24 and previously $9.99. The increased price does not apply to current subscribers unless the existing subscription changes or lapses. The price increase will affect the subscribers in Turkey and India. Starting May 20th, PlayStation Plus prices for new consumers will increase in these select regions. Reads the update from Sony Interactive Entertainment. Due to the ongoing market conditions, prices will continue to grow. Now, the market conditions is understanding what is happening globally. This is a marketing lie. What? You running your servers over in India and in Turkey is at such a high cost that you have to offset it by monetizing those individuals in that region. Well, this only tends to get worse. And in getting worse, you will have to shift it globally. Go alien, go alien, go alien. It's the alien. And it brings the lovely Olivia. I love you, Olivia.
At Colin 1994V1V donated $4.99 through Super Chat. I have a PC with a 5070. I have not yet bought a PS5 or Xbox. I might get an Xbox for UFC or GTA.
I appreciate you for the comment because you got to think about it this way. Xbox also is not under any illusion on who's the real main platform, right? When they decided to commit to day and date on the PC, and they doubled down on that just recently, they will continue to make sure that their titles are released day and date. They will continue to support the PC, but they will also continue to prioritize Windows and making Windows a greater experience in making sure that games actually run better over there, because we do believe that Steam is a superior platform when it comes to optimization and the way the platform is built. Windows has a lot to do when it comes to that. There's a lot of heavy lifting, and they have to be up for the task. But you, sir, don't need to move anywhere except for the console aspect of the wrestling or the UFC and Grand Theft Auto 6. And in thinking about that, Project Helix is born. We're giving you a conduit to your PC world while keeping you console friendly understanding that they know exactly who they are. They don't have bipolar schizophrenia diagnosis. They're actually logical, thoughtful, and understanding that both need to exist in order for them to live. PlayStation is in absolute denial while being on a respirator talking about they don't need oxygen. The fuck? Did you just say? By being on dialysis and saying they don't need blood. The hell is wrong with this dude? While starving and looking at food and not eating. The hell is wrong with this dude? The problem with this is you got to realize, and I want my Xbox guys to understand this. If you're going back and forth with a PlayStation person on an Xbox chat, an Xbox channel, you have to realize that they can only afford that PlayStation. And they have wrapped their identity around that PlayStation. And we bruise their egos so much that they have to come here to tell you how you're not having fun and your platform sucks. No, I don't. Yes, we are. Why you care? Those things. Let me talk to you about an Xbox console that is getting a price reduction. In this consumer-friendly ecosystem, which is the Xbox branding system, we're understanding that the consumer, if they save money, they spend money. The thought has changed about gaming handhelds. And gaming handhelds seem to look a whole lot better with the Xbox branding. This is brought to you by Kotaku and Mike Frozzoli. ROG Xbox Ally drops back to its lowest price point in the final clearance push. Includes 3-month free Xbox Game Pass Premium. Amazon is shaving $100 from the price of this bundle for the premium handheld console, giving you 3 months of Game Pass. You see, when you drop prices, give value to incentivize the consumer to come over. Oh man, I can't wait to go on a cruise. You realize you can get more bees with honey than flies with, right? Am I right or am I right? The overall health of the brand, and this is an Xbox console handheld device. This device is telling you what Xbox has been telling you. We will drop the price down. Hold on one second. We will drop the price down on Game Pass. Where we can, we will drop the price down on hardware. We will also give you our premium tier service when it comes to Game Pass. Because we want you to see the value in the brand. Understanding value, understanding who they are, allows Xbox to be more versatile and understand players matter. Their voices matter. The consumer is always right. They come first. And finally, Xbox has that ability to do so. So with this price dropping, let me tell you something. A lot of you guys are listening to these market conditions that a lot of these larger companies are using in order to get more cash out of the fan base to justify the price hikes. Talking about, you see what's going on in the world? You have to understand us. We don't want to do this. We have to. If you need a gaming handheld, Xbox ROG Ally took $100 off and gave you 3 months of Game Pass Premium. So that means that you got a ton of games. You got a new handheld device that you can download games to locally. You could play all across the world. With Xbox Play Anywhere, your titles have dual entitlement. Jump off your PC, jump off your Xbox, and take your gaming wherever you want to go. Cheaper, better, more versatile than anything that the competition has to offer. We're placing the PlayStation Portal, a child's toy, up against the Xbox ROG Ally X is just zero competition. With the ability for Xbox Play Anywhere and free 3 months of Xbox Game Pass Premium, the narrative is changing all across the world based upon the facts that is laid bare to you in front of your very eyes. I realize if you're still a PlayStation guy and you're here, it's because you're into S&M. You like the beatings. Because what I do best above anything else is kick ponies' backs in. And you will understand that it's not set in stone. Now, all these leakers told us that Grand Theft Auto was supposed to have its pre-order stuff today. Third trailer was supposed to pop out. And I think Strauss-Zelnick over there is absolutely trolling everybody. But people want you to believe that only PlayStation is mobilizing, moving, and focusing on Grand Theft Auto 6, while Xbox supposedly doesn't have the marketing rights or isn't in contention, where it hasn't even been talked about yet. Well, outside of the private rooms and the meetings and the flights and all that other stuff that's happening. Well, I just want you to know, this is brought to you by the Correspondence Table and Maximum Bolton. Grand Theft Auto 6 purchase page has appeared on the Xbox website. ¿Cómo? ¿Cómo? Mira, Davey, I thought you told me that PlayStation has the marketing rights and that the PlayStation will be the first one to actually offer this. Wasn't PlayStation actually telling the PlayStation 4 guys to move over to the PlayStation 5 in order to play the Grand Theft Auto 6? David, I need to know what's happening here. What is this? David, is Xbox? I thought Xbox not getting that. Hey, Xbox getting that too? Reddit user discovered an updated page on Grand Theft Auto 6 for the Xbox consoles and Google search. The search results showed a little with a purchase offer in Portuguese and a short description calling the project the most extensive evolution in series history. Catch data search indicates that Microsoft Digital Store updated the hidden page several hours before the discovery. The discovery provided a direct technical confirmation that the servers was preparing for immediate launch of the sales. Listen, Waterbug. You're not as special as you think you are. You're not as important as you think you are. It's not an exclusive launch for you. And a lot of you guys' fallback is, well, the PlayStation 5 Pro is going to run it better. It should. It should. You paid more. You paid more to separate yourself. We're living in an age where people want the same performance for cheaper. If you pay more, you should get more. Half of y'all don't even have a PlayStation 5 Pro. The sales numbers have came out. You just capped for somebody that you know that got it. You're capping for me. How you in an Xbox channel and you don't even have a Pro? I had this same conversation with a well-known PlayStation dude, and I don't feel like outing him anymore. because I laughed at him based upon his fake fandom of the console and the brand. I had a PlayStation 4 Pro. Actually, I had a couple of them. And this well-known PlayStation champion of the console warrior, didn't have a PlayStation 4 Pro. Didn't have VR. How you about this life and you don't support this life? How you gonna tell me that being a PlayStation lover, you don't have what is arguably right at this moment, their best device? Don't justify it with, well, I don't see anything on the Pro that I need to. No. You don't get off that way, sucker. Put up or shut up. Pony up. In this hobby, we stand 10 toes down. In this hobby, you go get that. In this hobby, if you're 10 toes down, you got to be about this life. If you can't support this life, you need to elevate your life to support your habits, right? You got to hustle hard. Some of the hardest working people in the world have to support their habits. If you love luxury cars, then you are in a position to have them because you are supporting your habit. If you are a watch connoisseur like myself, you are in a position to elevate your habits. If you love statues, well then, and these statues cost $1,000 at the top, $3,000 at the bottom. That you see that giant gauntlet? Come on, man. If you are about that life, you must be able to support that life. If you are in this chat and you do not have a PlayStation 5 Pro and you going at half of these dudes that got a Series X, multiple consoles, boy, if you don't sit your ass down, your $5 ass down before I make change, get out of here. Don't come here with your baseline ass thinking that you're going to talk to real ballers, real players. Dudes that do that. The reason why you come here is because you say, man, he sure kick our back in, but he support better than me. I ain't buying no Pro. King is crazy. King is crazy. He be having a Pro and all that. He be hating on PlayStation, but that guy better than me. I ain't giving him my money. Y'all freaking goofy. Get up out of here. And we will continue to kick your backs in. Why? Because for the next 25 years, Xbox will see more change than the last 25 years that got us here, says the director teasing an exciting new summer. This summer, we are coming to kick your back in. You won't care about the PlayStation State of Play that's coming on June 4th. That's only going to be 45 minutes, not an hour and a half. You won't see what that Xbox do. You won't see what Shorty working with. You want to try to figure out what's going to get the industry popping. Like Forza tomorrow. Cyril's ain't set the industry on fire no matter how they tried to inflate those numbers. And I'm talking about the score. Remember Astrobot? Remember you guys capping for that? Remember? How'd that work out for you? When real big dogs step on the yards, puppy, sit down. Get that Forza. Get that real life-changing experience that is Xbox Play Anywhere. They put it on. It's Play Anywhere, but on PlayStation. Hallelujah, holla back. Let's get some of that. Like I told you before, my whole mission is to make sure that you starve, that you get nothing. That will be on my Xbox voice. That will be my conversation. That will be my hope. With Jez saying that Xbox game that's y'all supposed to be getting, the Halo campaign evolved, being the last Halo title to ever reach your throat, pause. I hope Asha has the quijones to say, no soup for you. I hope you guys flood that Xbox voice, that player voice, with do not put Halo on PlayStation. I hope there's over 41 million of you, because you got 41 million consoles sold. I hope it's 41 million of you with over the 525 active monthly active users, all using Xbox player voice. And that's Microsoft active users. All using that Xbox player voice to tell you guys, don't do it. They're ungrateful, they're unworthy, and it's not necessary. We got PC, we don't need them. Let me show you something that I think is dope. And I think my boy George Burns, Edward Burns, sent this to me. I think he did. Let me check. Was it? No, it was my man Jamal Smalls. I wholeheartedly endorse this. Xbox didn't need PlayStation in 2001, and they don't need them in 2026. 25 years of Xbox. You see it? You understand it? I stamped this. I want you guys to utilize your player voice with letting Xbox remember who the fuck they are. They didn't need them then, and they don't need them now. They put Gears over there for them to not appreciate anything with Gears. Let them get Popeye's biscuits. Let them choke on their own blood. Let them go back to irrelevancy. And let the CEOs continue to say, it's a contentless box. I didn't say it. The person that gets paid the big bucks told you what you are, what you are worth, and what you stand for. They view you as nothing but sheep, as individuals that don't matter, that will take everything that they give them, the slop and the gruel that you're eating, while looking at Big Daddy Xbox and the show in June to help bring you some life. I know why you're here. Your presence told me I matter to you. Your time, something that you're never going to get back, is what you're giving me. You don't got to super chat. You don't got to subscribe to the channel. Your presence is worth 1,000,000 words. And I appreciate you. Oh! It's the alien and Olivia. They back, baby.
At Hollywood Rules 2673 donated $2 through Super Chat. No more stymies.
Yeah, no more stimmies, boy. Shout out to Hollywood Rules. No more stimmies, boy. You guys don't matter. Placing games on the PlayStation ecosystem outside of Call of Duty, Minecraft, Fortnite, the casual games, doesn't matter. It's not worth the research and development. It's not worth the porting. It's not worth anything. It's not worth the time or the effort. The fan base isn't there. It's a streaming device. It's a device for you to watch multimedia stuff. We can tell you this, that Xbox gamers are the hardcore true gamers, and PlayStation guys just aren't. With a small few of you guys that I actually respect, that's in this content creating arena that actually champions PlayStation, And there's a small group of you, a very tiny group that I can count on my hand, because the rest of you guys are irrelevant. I respect you guys. But what I don't respect is for you to allow these guys to come over here because you got to step your content up. I would appreciate it if PlayStation does more so you can do more, so you can keep this trash out of my damn chat and allow my chat to be who they are. Allow my chat to be great. Allow my Xbox guys to be here. See, because Xbox guys are where Xbox guys need to be. Please control your ponies. Please get your ponies back to your channels. Please step up your content so they can be over there. But you can't step up your content because PlayStation don't have no goddamn games. And I told you, I want you to go where I'm about to go, where you should go. I want you to go where game is game and win is win. And I want you to try to play the Game Pass. But before you play the Game Pass, I told you I'm the unmitigated champion of this. And if anybody is better than me, then put them up.
What's a man or a king? What's it a saying? Advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot what said as you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talking, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That flash making a portrait. Gun kick back, knock grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's a man or a king? What's it a saying? Advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot what said as you claim it.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Said what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?